How would it feel to have a thriving fitness business and have the freedom to enjoy life at the fullest? Well, that is exactly what the Trainer Revenue Multiplier show is going to give you. My name is Mathew Park. This is Jaime Filer.
Hey guys.
And we are here to serve.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of the Trainer Revenue Multiplier podcast of 2024. We are so happy to have you here, and I am ecstatic to have Mr. Isaac Miller as, I don't even want to say a guest. We're essentially running this podcast together, so I'm here for it.
I love it.
Yeah. So you have your hands in many different pies now, sir, which I'm really excited about for you. You just told me off air that you got 5 new clients within, what time frame of owning the new gym?
The first day.
Oh, cool. Right. So there's that. Okay, awesome. And you've owned it for how long?
3 days.
Oh, I didn't realize you took possession January 1st.
Yeah. So I've been in just trying to sweat equity and getting to know the people, because when that changeover happens, a lot of change can be bad. Yeah. But if you've already been showing good grace, goodwill, and being a good person, then that change isn't necessarily crazy to people.
Of course. That's awesome. And remind us again where it is so that if people are visiting and they want to drop in, they know to go to your gym.
Kansas City, suburb right outside, but Kansas City, Missouri.
So great, Isaac. And then obviously you still have Prolific PT, the online business. Yes. Okay. Yep. And you are still the silver mentor, and a TRM leader within gold. So all of that is going really well. Real life. So great.
My dog's perked up too.
That's what happens, right? They set each other off. Okay. So what we're going to do in this new installment that we'll be having monthly called Coach's Corner with Isaac and I is that we are going to pick either 1 or 2 clients that each of us are working with and essentially break it down into a case study. The same way a lot of trainers will say, hey, this client came to me with Hashimoto's or SIBO, and here's what we did. Here are the protocols we used, and now they are healed. Amen. So we're going to do that, but with trainers who came to TRM with essentially a broken business rather than funky blood work. So Isaac, you had someone in mind, and I would love to dive into her story.
Yeah. First, before we get into that, I just want to say this is so awesome. Like, this is one thing where, and I know I personally like to follow Alex Hormozi just because he's really smart and systematic with his business. And he always talks about, like, I wish people would have documented how they did it. Like if Bezos and Musk and all these guys documented how they did it.
Yep.
This is a chance for us to document how we did it for trainers, and not just one, but many different trainers. So anyone listening, if you resonate with a specific trainer we're talking about, listen, take the steps. It might work for you without you even having to pay us. This is free. Take advantage of it. And then if you gain something from it, you build your business, think about how much more we could do if we actually worked with you specifically in yours. So pay attention, success leaves clues, and let's dive in.
I love it. So who was it that you wanted to feature? Which is the first rock star that came to mind?
So Lola would be the first one that comes to mind. She was a college student, essentially going through her postgraduate as an engineer, like definitely very technical, very busy. She also had another part-time job, family, like everything going on. So she was pretty busy. And she kind of was all over the place with her business, but knew that she wanted to work with, women. She loved working with cheerleaders. She was a competitive cheerleader for a long time. So she loved working with cheerleaders. And so she wanted to build a business kind of around that. But she had, at the time when she came, like one client that paid and was off and on, like be there for a month, take a month off, come back for a month. Like that was kind of how it was. And so she came in with a very open mind and a very good, drive to just do the work. Like, tell me what to do, I'll do it. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, we'll reassess.
Sure.
It was great.
So I'm assuming even before that, it may have taken, or you can tell me, did it take any convincing to invest in a program like this because she only had one client? Was she like, man, when I make more money, I'll be able to do it? Was there anything you had to overcome even before she got started?
I think for most people, that's a yes. For her, I think she was just ready to go, and she had seen the success that TRM has had.
Mhm.
And so she knew that if she actually just did the work, it would work.
Yep.
A lot of times, most people, you do need to be like, hey, if you just invest in this and actually do the process, like you're going to get this paid back to you.
Yeah.
But for her, like, honestly, she just was ready to go. And it showed
Love that.
like, as soon as we started.
Okay. So I'm excited to dive in. Okay. So where do you begin with her? She's got one client, which can't be particularly exciting or reassuring for her. She has another part-time job. So perhaps time management is a bit of an issue. What was the first thing you guys tackled?
First thing was understanding what she was offering. So getting clarity on the offer, and then getting clarity on where she wanted to go and how many clients we needed to bring on to make that happen.
Yeah.
And then it was the basics, activating, like building out that database and activating the database.
Okay.
That was the big beginning portion.
So it sounds like you started with the end in mind, you reverse engineered it, and then decided, okay, here are the steps laid out.
Yeah, essentially.
So I'm curious, because again, let's just take it back to personal training, right? We can say, I'm pretty confident that you can lose 6 pounds in 12 weeks. My program can do that for you. What did you guys reverse engineer? What did you tell her could happen in what time frame?
So this is where we shifted too. So we started with a dollar value and kind of reverse engineered to see how many clients would make that dollar value.
Okay.
We also realized that the dollar value didn't resonate with her values. So it took then, okay, let's change it from going after a dollar value and just going after the number of clients. What number of clients would make you feel fulfilled? The dollar value is a byproduct, and we are going to charge what you're worth so that, by the end of it, you'll hit your money metric.
Yep.
Let's go for the client. So for her, it was like, I think it was 18 clients is what she kind of felt drawn to.
Yeah.
18 or 20. But we ended up the process whenever she exited TRM Silver, kind of graduated the program, she was at 20 clients.
Amazing. But also at a dollar value that represented her worth. I'm sure.
I believe it was around 6 to 7K.
Yeah, that's amazing. And what was she charging initially, Isaac?
Oh, she was charging like 125 or 150 a month.
Okay.
So it was a good increase.
Was there any resistance on her part to increasing her prices in terms of, obviously increasing that one client she had, but also going forward, hopping on a sales call and being totally comfortable having $299 or $347 pop out of her mouth?
At first there was.
Okay.
Because and this went into who do you really want to serve? And so at the time, a lot of her leads that were coming in were like high school age cheerleaders.
Right.
And so they couldn't afford that. But she also realized that she didn't quite like working with the high school age cheerleaders. She liked mentoring them, but working with them, not so much. She really enjoyed the like more competitive, like college age.
Okay.
But she honestly really enjoyed working with the moms. So she would go
like the moms of high school and college cheerleaders. That's so funny. Okay.
Yeah. Like those were her like best clients. Like she loved it. And so we found a way to kind of bridge the two to find her ideal demographic. Okay. And so I don't want to get off topic, but essentially it was you're undercharging. So let's raise your rates. Okay. Well, it's not working. Well, who do you really enjoy serving? Well, I enjoy serving this person. Okay. And has that person ever said no to your price? No.
Love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if that specific person never says no to your price, and if you were to do 10 consults with them, you'd probably get all 10 of them to agree without ever questioning your price, you're undercharging. And so that is what helped click. And it's also saying like, you do need that enough buy-in to make them follow through, because we're in this for results. This isn't Planet Fitness. We're not going to charge $10 a month and only get a 2% show rate.
Yeah.
We need enough for them to want to actually follow through. And
Right.
so you're not just doing it for yourself, you're doing it for them too.
100%. 100%. So she was comfortable with it by the end. Was there at any point, was she resistant to the idea in general of niching down?
No.
Okay.
A lot of people often are, but
Yeah, that's why I
she
asked.
knew that she wanted to work with this specific client. And she was very much like, she knew she needed to make the most of her time.
Yeah.
So trying to work with everybody would wear her too thin
Mhm.
and probably still not bring her what she needed. So we were very clear on kind of finding that niche from the
Yeah.
very start, and she was on board with it.
So out of curiosity, I mean, it must be because, I mean, cheerleaders, especially in the US, you can find them at every high school, elementary school, and college. So it must have been relatively easy, or was it relatively easy for you and her to find where her ideal, like essentially her golden 50?
This is where the actual lead generation came in.
Yeah.
So for her, it was social media didn't bring her a lot of leads at first, because just like how you worked with Amanda through social media, her demographic, because she was a bikini competitor, she had sponsorships. So a lot of her content was like bikini pictures and like modeling and stuff like that. So if you look at her demographic, it was like 70% men.
Yeah.
And as soon as we understood, like, that's not the demographic you're going for, and if you're looking at social media as a business tool, then we need to make that switch.
Absolutely.
So by the end of it, a lot of her lead gen did come from her social media. But at the beginning, that wasn't the case. And we wanted to get clients quick. So it goes to, who do you know? Not how are you going to do it, but who do you know?
Yep.
Turns out one of her clients that she had gotten was a high-level regional coach and regional judge for dance and cheerleading.
Wow.
Old summits and seminars that were like the biggest in Canada.
Okay.
Suddenly, we leveraged that, utilized that, and within a month, Lola had booked like 5 or 6 speaking engagements for cheerleading clinics.
Wow, that's amazing.
Where she not only was able to mentor the cheerleaders like she liked, but also was able to bring up, we created a value add with a QR code for the end of her presentations for the parents. So the moms were able to take advantage of that free value add, which then would funnel eventually to booking a consultation.
Yeah, of course. Oh, so great. Okay. So at what point, I mean, honestly, Isaac, we may have chosen the wrong case study, because it seems like things were just, the universe just lined up perfectly for her. So I'm curious about what hiccups or speed bumps or roadblocks you guys encountered along the way.
So this is great, because I would say, yes, you're right. Everything aligned. It only aligned because she was positive about what we were going through. The reticular activating system has an amazing way of finding the positive connections and things around you. If you are negative and always thinking that your business is going to fail, you will never see the opportunities that are right in front of your face. She had full faith that if she just did what we told her to do, it would work out. So whenever we just put it on paper, who do you know? Who's around you? Okay, who's this? Who's that? Okay, that's not a good fit. That's not a good fit. Oh, who's this? Oh, she's actually a judge for cheerleading. Why don't you ask her if you can do a seminar? There was no, oh, I'm not good enough. There was no, she's like, okay, yeah. Okay, awesome. Do you feel like you would be confident enough in a seminar? Not really, not yet, but I'll ask her. Okay, cool. Did you ask her? Yeah, I have one booked in 2 weeks.
There it is. Yeah.
You just go. You just do the action. She did. So yes, there were hiccups. There was mental, like, oh, I'm not good enough. There was that imposter syndrome. But no matter how she felt, she just did what she was told. And the end result was still success.
That's awesome.
It just at that point takes rising to the occasion.
Yeah. And was that something that you had to coach her on, Isaac? Or was that something that, I mean, similar to the way the sales process with her went, she was just bought in from the beginning?
It was a little bit of reactive in terms of she was very good at, despite the emotion, just doing what she was told.
Sure.
She treated it like she was the owner of her business, but she treated it as if, like, this was a thing coming from upstream. Like, oh, the boss told me to do this. I'm just going to do it. And then this will be the result.
Yep.
And in turn, she was able to really grow her business by allowing us to kind of help really guide her and make those decisions. And then the reactive part was, okay, now I have 3, things booked. I'm really nervous. I don't know if I'm good enough for this. Okay, why don't you not focus on the 3? Focus on the first one.
Yep.
What do you know and who are you talking to? Okay, awesome. So now you know who you're talking to. Just make it about like what you went through when you were in their shoes. And then the onset of that, what changed to get you to where you are now? And she did that.
Yep. Okay.
And it's like, perfect. How did that go? It was amazing. The feedback was great. The questions were awesome. Perfect. So now do you think you can repeat this for the second and third? Absolutely. Great. Yeah. So now to add on to that, let's make a value add that we can get to actually start funneling to get you information and book calls. So we were just habit stacking off of the little success, the little wins. We take that little win from just getting the booked seminar.
Yep.
And then take that win from the positive feedback and add a value add. Perfect. Taking that and then adding a call to action for the third. Next, she's filling up her books.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's really interesting. This is actually a great case study because she is not someone who relied on social media. And I think that's a perfect way to kick off Coach's Corner, that we're not going to talk to you about how to build a social media following because you don't need one.
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
And it's not that she didn't utilize social media. She did, but not in a way that most people expect.
Right.
She was able to build a really good Facebook group for just her female athletes.
Yep.
And what's really great about this is she didn't know really what to talk about. She's like, I'm a competitor, and most of my clients in that group are not competitors. They're like moms, soccer moms, cheerleading moms.
Right.
Just wanting to feel better, look better. I'm like, this is a great point for you to be vulnerable and open and really lead them. 100%. What do you know about, like, do you want your athletes to be you? She's like, no. Bikini competitors at this level are not healthy. Okay, so do you think it would be smart for you to talk to them about how trying to look like you might not be the epitome of health, but that you know what is, and that finding balance? And she's like, yeah. So she started doing that. I was like, do that on your next group call. She did that, came back. The feedback was amazing. Yeah. And they want to bring more people to the next call. Okay, cool. Now you're connecting.
Right. That's so right.
Bringing that piece into the social media, but on a more intimate setting, like a Facebook group, and doing lives with that group, paid dividends.
So more community building than essentially just social media, than influencing.
Yep.
Yes.
100%.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So if I were to summarize her journey, it would, step number 1, reverse engineer. What do you want? What do you want? Okay, great. Now let's figure out how to make it happen for you. So you figured out how many clients she'd need to make that happen after realizing that it wasn't about income to her. So you reworked her offer. You changed kind of her prices. Well, obviously not kind of, you definitely changed her prices. You encouraged her to niche down and only serve those people who set her soul on fire. You made sure that she believed in herself. You encouraged her. You had her start by booking gigs, run through them, even though she wasn't comfortable yet, ran through the first one, became comfortable, added a value add to the second one, became more comfortable, added a value add and a call to action after the third one. And now it's just a matter of lather, rinse, repeat, and hire an assistant coach.
Yep, essentially.
Amazing. Anything else you want to add? I mean, what's next for her? Where does she go from here? To go from $125 a month to $6,000 to $7,000 a month is mind blowing. What's next?
So she finished TRM Silver, and she ended up going back into like full-time school to just knock out the rest of her degree. Okay. And it's not just typical engineering. Like, it's like biomechanical engineering or so, like something really crazy, biomedical engineering or something crazy. And so she's like, I'm at a place now where my community is amazing. my turnover rate, like the people leaving, is almost 0%. So she's not losing clients.
Yep.
She's still getting organic referrals now from her social media, since we changed the way she does her social media to talk more to her ideal demographic and hit those pain points.
Yep.
So she was in a place where she could maintain that while being full-time in school and not have to do as much of that part-time job.
Sure.
And so she found freedom in that. And she's like, let me take some months and I'm going to be back for gold to take this to the next level.
Amazing.
So in 2024, I'm pretty confident, she'll be back into gold. But right now she's still thriving, still successful, and finishing her degree, her advanced degree, while maintaining this pretty awesome business.
Community. That's so great.
She competed at a very high level. She ended up getting like third at the pro qualifier at the Toronto Pro Show, I believe. Missed her pro card by like 2 points.
Wow.
And so, but she did like 4 shows during that time while going through silver and building her business.
So impressive. Wow.
So, no, she's doing great.
Good. Awesome. Isaac, any last words of encouragement, and where can people find you?
No words of encouragement other than just do it. Like, face your fears. If you don't know, just do it. You'll get comfortable. And if you fail the first time, honestly, it's your first time, so not many people are going to notice.
Right.
Like, seriously.
It's true.
If you fail the first time, but you're successful, like 2 through 10.
Yeah.
By the time you're doing 10, like no one's going to remember your first. So just do it. Yeah. You can find me at The Prolific Professor on Instagram, or email me if you're interested in what silver has to offer. If you want a story like Lola's, where you can find freedom in your business while still being able to maintain all these other things that you're trying to do, email me at isaac@trainerrevenuemultiplier.com. Other than that, I'm excited for the next one where maybe I get to grill you on a case study for gold or platinum.
Perfect. Amazing. Isaac, thank you for your time, guys. I am at JAIM91. We are at Trainer Revenue Multiplier on Facebook and Instagram. If you liked what you heard, please make sure you rate, subscribe, share us on social media so we can get you and your friends making so much more impact in the fitness world. And until next week, have an amazing rest of your day. Awesome.